the fuck is my what you call it stand? I have to put my coffee table together in a minute too. Let me pull up this new song. As always, I got new music. It's Thursday. I'm a little tired, which is ironic because I have like less. This is kind of loud. I had like less gigs this past weekend, but I'm so tired. I think because I've been going out too. On top of that, like after the gigs and stuff, which I'll talk about in a minute. Who did we have on the podcast last week? Yasmin Kennedy. Whoa, that was wild. A little. If you've been listening to my podcast, the Thotlight Podcast, this past Monday, we released the episode with Yasmin Kennedy, who hosts a show over at Verse, like I do. Oh, with some sad news, I forgot. We lost some good ones again. Carmen Extravaganza, Babes Trust, aka Babes LaBeija, and William Friedkin, the director of The Exorcist and the French Connection movies. Cinema. And also, I gotta check out that cruising. I'm gonna look that up right now. So we talked on the episode about this movie called Cruising with Al Pacino from the 70s. But I always thought that had like something to do. Remember that season of American Horror Story? I don't know if you guys watch it. Where they were like in New York. I think it was called American Horror Story New York. And everyone in New York was like, oh, so it's about paying rent. I'm going to skip Chris Brown. I'm going to debut a new song in a minute. Oh, so yeah, I'm going to look that up with you. You guys want to look that up with me? I'm saying a American Horror Story New York. What's like, I don't know, source material? That's like a weird thing to put in. Source material is like it's book's inspiration. So it was inspired by a book. Oh no, this is the next one. New York. Inspiration source material. I'm just like Googling now. Season 12 is a book. Season 12 is coming up. Delicate is the one. I'll just look it up on Wikipedia. What am I doing? What's it called? American Horror Story New York? I don't remember. Yeah, NYC, right? Let me see. The ensemble, okay, cast and characters. I didn't watch. I guess I should watch it. I just got Hulu back. It's on Hulu, right? I want to see like where it's from. Reception. Okay, production. Accolades. Critical response. Cast. Development. Hang on. Like double feature, though it would take place in different timelines. Bless me. This is the one that they shot at like the Eagle too. I think. Or like it's weird. It's always weird when they shoot these stuff in New York because you're like, oh, I go there. Like what? 3 times. My hair always looks weird. It's put in a little bun in the back, so that's why. It's time to get it. I didn't feel like getting it done this week. I think I'm gonna get it done in the winter because I anticipate traveling some more. No, I can't see, especially gay, Big Daddy, heavy muscular serial killer. I'm reading the thing on Wikipedia about American Horror Story. Maybe I should just watch it. It doesn't say like what it's based on though on Wikipedia, so. Oh well, wait, but there's like a whole episode of Fire Island. I probably like this one. I didn't like that one with the aliens. It was like too much. It was like I can't. It was like I can't follow this shit. I don't know. So we had Yasmin Kennedy on. It's a really good episode. I was surprised at some of the things that you know Yasmin was saying, but you guys should check it out. Thotlight Podcast, anywhere you can get your podcast. We also talked about that Flamey Grant story, how her country album Bible Belt Baby went number one. That's pretty interesting. I mean, it's just funny. Like the more people try to push back on something that they think shouldn't exist, the more it sort of excels, I think. In the end, like at the end of the day. Then we talked about the outdoor dining. I kind of got out everything I'm going to say, so I'm not going to reiterate, but you guys should really listen to the episode. It was really, really good. It was really good, yeah. It was great to have a POV from like a younger, newer queen. We have a lot of, as you guys have heard, really experienced drag queens on the show. Pretty more often than not, I would say. And yeah, great new energy, new for the city. Has a competition called Get Schooled at Verse, which I'll be at tomorrow night for Pop Odyssey. And I think it sort of has revitalized like a lot of things just because it's a newer competition with fresher content. I mean, Versus just celebrated their 1 year anniversary. Hi YouTube. I'm also on two screens, so if I look away, it's because I'm looking at the other people. Yes, I always have the same lighting. For now, like, I don't know. It just is. I usually go to the gym after this, but I'm not going to the gym tonight. Kind of tired. This past Saturday, I am so like, I can't believe how I'm like tired from it. Because after that, I took Sunday and Monday and Tuesday off. But I think it's because I like hung out last night too. Well, I had to sing last night. Last night, I was at. This is what I call Madonna season. In March. I mean, in August. March. See, this is why I have coffee tonight and not booze. I'm back performing again. I just did Night of 1,000 Thots at Frankie's Pub, which you guys know I DJ at sometimes too. That was this Saturday, and I hosted and performed. Really, really fun time overall. We talked about it on next week's podcast a lot, so I don't want to give too much away. But I will just say, like, I mean, I just thought I would be. I didn't know that I was pretty honored to be the host because it was the 7th year. It's a pretty big party annually. 2 years ago, I performed for the first time. And, you know, I just feel like they have there's a history of like people who host the show tend to really go on and do, you know, pretty well and pretty, you know, good things. Last year's host, I think, was Dean Dante and Audrey Phoenix, I believe. Before that was the Dragon Sisters. And I know for a couple of other times it was Jace Vegas, who I absolutely adore. And so it's kind of cool to be in that, you know, be an alumni of that situation. It was a lot of work, though. It was a lot of work, especially because I put my numbers weren't spread out. I did both of my numbers at the end, and Cherry Poppins, who I was co-hosting with, opened the show, but then had to leave early for another gig. I think it was Spunk down at Monster. And, you know, yeah, I haven't even like processed it all yet, but it was such a fun night. Obviously, when you're hosting, a lot of running around, trying to keep things together. Who's here, who's ready, who's not, who needs more time. stretch this part, shorten this part. All these things are happening behind the scenes, but my friends were telling me that I kept it together really well. I haven't hosted something like that in a while, and it was weird because it wasn't. I mean, it was my kind of my event, but not really. Like, you just sign on to host and perform. Anyway, great visibility. I was really, really proud of it. Really, really proud of it. Then I want to talk about what happened after that, because good grief. So you guys can see my Instagram's been getting a little spicy lately. Really, really don't care. But I'm almost to 1,000 followers. So tell your friends who actually just want to keep following me and not unfollow me that I just need like 3 more followers to get to 1,000. I don't know if that matters anymore, really. Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, tell your friends about me. And what was I going to say? So I did the song that's all been all on my Instagram, Satisfied, that I just released with Jay Normally last week. He was on my live. You guys were tuning in. You can check back and look at that. My live and my YouTubes. Both. Yeah. Well, I guess YouTube is alive too. Anyway, so we did a song together. We worked on a lot of content together, as you can see. And he basically, him and Brad Logan, who I met a couple days before. If you don't know him, he, does a lot of content himself, like really kind of, it's like he does really, really polished content. He's a really polished content creator. But it's good stuff. It's I would say it's more like erotic than, just crass. And so he was like, oh, I really want to film you guys performance. And so they did it in the editing and it looks great. And so he posted a few clips. So, but after the party, after Night of 1,000 Thoughts, I guess I was really feeling thoughty because me and Jay and Brad all went to Hush. I hadn't been to Hush in like a minute. And I think it's because it was like my only Saturday night off that like pretty much also, I had like 3 Saturday nights this summer to like go out and enjoy and I think one of them I just stayed in and like drink wine because I was like just so happy to be in my house on the weekend and not have to be traveling and singing. I love my job, but I also love my bed. So we went to Hush, and they went a little ahead of me because I had to hang back and like talk to Frankie and stuff. And I get there at like 11 and it's already packed. Now, Jace had just performed at Night of 1,000 Thoughts, and then he was booked to perform at Hush the same night. So I was kind of going to see him, kind of just hang out, dance, whatever. Good time. And so I get there after Jay, and he's like, "Oh, I'm in VIP," and I know that he knows people. I don't like whatever. So I was like, "I don't care. Who cares?" And so I was like, "All right, I'll find you. Like I'm on my way." And so somehow I ended up in Jace's VIP section, thinking that everyone was hanging out together, and we were not, or they were not. And then he texted me. He's like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "I'm here. Like I'm in the VIP." And he was like, "No, you're not. You're in the wrong VIP." Only I would like go to the wrong VIP section. Like I'm realizing this is like a habit of mine. So I kind of laughed it off, but everyone was super nice. So then we go, and it turns out we got there really, really early, and it turns out the table that we were at was reserved for Saley. Saley from Tens. And I ended up meeting one of his friends at the bar. So I don't know, it was like a weird fate because I was sitting there and I went to the bar because I was like, oh, this is his thing. I don't want to be like weird about it. And I ended up talking to one of his friends who was like, yeah, I'm just waiting for my friend Saley. And I was like, oh, I know him. And then I ended up in his section, like pretty much the rest of the night. And Jace performed. He did a really great job. Really, really good job. And, both times. Yeah, I know I downloaded it already. I'm going to pull up a song in like just a second. I'm kind of excited for you guys to hear this one. Because the past couple of ones have been, really kind of in your face. This is my more mellow, like laid back, this is sort of my inspirational song. I remember like exactly where I was when I wrote it. I remember exactly what I wrote it like years ago. Let's see. Okay, here it is. No, I don't think that's it. I'm going to make sure I play the right one because I have a habit of playing the wrong shit whenever I'm on here. Oh no, this is right. Brand New Love too. Yeah, okay. We'll just go download it again, just so we don't say sad. It's called Brand New Love. So anyway, I said I was gonna leave at like 1. Then I said I was gonna leave at 1:30. I think I finally got out of there at good times were had. I don't know. I see, but this is that thing. If you guys once again like listen to the podcast, we had this whole sort of debate about VIP. Well, not debate, but this, that guy had written that article about VIP being gentrified, and it's like that is the last thing anyone is worried about being gentrified, as if like VIP ever existed for, like the whole point is that if you know nightlife history, you understand that VIP is about society. Like that's where nightlife comes from. It's like society. I don't know why people are like, it was weird. Anyway, it was just another example because I obviously didn't plan on being there. And, I was just like, hey, thanks for letting me, crash your section or whatever. But I'm also like a part of, nightlife, dare I say. So that's why it wasn't difficult for me. Writer about that story. I don't remember your name. Starving. I go outside. It's pouring. Like pouring. It's a Saturday night. It was so humid and muggy all day. But it was finally one of those rains. Because what annoys me about rain in New York is it can rain. It can like shower and then completely stop and still be humid. Like how are you still 99% humid? The point of the rain is to cool it off, right? That's the point of water. It's always been a weird thing in New York because that doesn't happen in Florida. Florida, it rains, it cools off. That's how, Anyway. So, couldn't get home right away. Ended up standing like outside of an awning because it was weird. Because I didn't have a stamp or whatever. So they were like, were you here? I was like, I literally just walked out. And I was like, I don't feel like explaining all this. So I just left. But I wasn't ready to go home. I kind of wanted to decompress. It was wild. Hush gets like packed, or at least it was that night. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the DJ. I forget who was DJing, but they were really good. They kept everybody going. But it was like the entire time I was there, it was crowded. So I love dill pickles. I got these chips in a pickle. From Trader Joe's. I shouldn't be doing this because they don't pay me. But I have an obsession with dill pickle chips. Not just dill, it has to be dill pickle chips. I don't mind pickles. I don't care. But for some reason, dill pickle chips are my jam. I'm about to eat this whole bag. I just bought this like today. I'm going to be putting my dining room table together. I said that's what I'm going to do. You can see in the back, I got a Swiffer. That's my mirrors. And those boxes, those are both mirrors. Oh, you can see the chairs. I built one chair. I built two chairs. I'll show them to you in a minute. Anyway, so I went to another bar to sort of decompress and relax, caught a cab home. Then last night, that's what it is. Because I rested for like the entire time I was off. I had to sing. It is Madonna. It's like Madonna's. I call it Madonna season. So there's going to be a lot of Madonna-themed parties happening. And I knew, like earlier, I was like, oh, I really want to sing. I love singing at Madonna. Like, I love Madonna's catalog from like every decade. So I went, and I'll post a video soon, to Kobe Cole's monthly at Pangea called Nouveau Riche. Very, very, very cool. Um, they have the venue is like a nice, like kind of fancy sit down cabaret venue, and they have food, but I didn't order food. I didn't have time for that. I kind of wish I did. And just a bevy of really, really cool singers, some nightlife people, I'm sure some theater people. I don't know everybody's story, but there was a lot of familiar faces there, so that was fun. And I sang "Take a Bow," which is one of the number one singles from Manon in the 90s. I'll post a video, so I took a video of it. Although, like, there was not really a great way to post a video, so it's not the best. I'm not really happy with the angle, but it just is what it is for now. And I stayed most of the time. It was really, really cool. It was really cool. A lot of talent and just a really fun, sort of laid back celebration. And then I ended up going actually to Nowhere Bar because it was like right down the street. It was like walking distance, and just hung out there, which is Wednesday nights is like a lot of R&B. A lot of R&B, which I love. It was just really vibey. I want to say I got home at maybe 3-ish, which is not so late. Oh well, but still. So anyway, good times were had by all. Really fun week so far. Like I said, check out the podcast if you can. And I was a little late today, and because I have so much I have to get ready for a party tomorrow, Pop Odyssey at Verse. That's at 10. But before we go, I want to debut my new song. It's called Brand New Love. I get my set list together. Recently I came upon a love so weightless. I'm gonna put it on SoundCloud right after this. And YouTube. Seems to me it be so strong that no others can break this. See, this love not just evolves, it's a love that shapeshifts. I made this, and to my surprise, only place I had to search and find was so deep inside. And I know I can see joy in front of me, standing on the plateau. And I know putting it on right now. There's no kind of void inside of me when I choose to let go. And I roll into the simplest version of myself by somehow listening me. And I'm cause you never know again in life what your blessings will be. Wait for the day of light, take time, full cleanse, all in. I ran from the answers, but I got a brand new love for new moon, full bloom, feel the peace, release, stand up, hands up. I got a brand new love for. I never understood the beauty in seasons. I never knew that I could be the groove in the sea. And I never knew that air couldn't be taken for granted. Never knew how good it feels to have a graceful land. Understanding how the fire could be a medicine. Comprehend how the earth let me settle in. I didn't know the light in me could grow from the worst place. And I couldn't see I always had love in the first place. I know I can see joy in front of me. I took it off. I took it off of my computer. Annoying. There's no kind of void inside of me when I choose to let go. And I technology is like crazy. I'm gonna upload the picture right now. Cause you'll never know again in life what your blessings will be. Wait for the day of life, take time. I'm full class, I'm gon' fall in. I'm ready for the other best side. Oh, I love you too.
For me, I got a brand new love for me. I got a brand new
I have so much stuff on my computer. I'm like constantly cleaning it now. Oh my God, it drives me crazy.
I got a brand new love for me.
This worked out good for me though, because I really did not want you guys to see me put together my dining room table. I mean, I was like, if I have to do it while I'm doing this, that's fine. But now I'm like, because this live is almost done. Easy. I had to stop putting like the clickbait titles because I think they were on me, and then they like my viewership went like way down, like from like 200 to like 4 people. So yeah, but I think last week I also said some things that they were like, no, you can't say that. Shadow band, yay! That's brand new love. Oh, let's listen to Satisfied again. While we're fucking here. I have 2 more minutes since I got on late.
Freddie, I got you. Jay Nominee.
He did it. I like the edits. He did even more. Check out Jay Nominee's Instagram, because he put like more clips of us. Like I'm obviously. I'm a good church going boy.
Let's do some damage. Don't ask me nicely because
he didn't give a fuck. He put like all of our footage out. Not like all of our footage, but like I was like, oh, it was spicy. It was spicy. I wouldn't expect him to be that spicy. This Satisfied is also already available on Spotify too. I think more than Spotify. I don't know. I'm like, I just show up and do the music. Can't keep up with all this shit.
I'm walking around with all the seeds in me, he planted. God damn it. Young Prince like the ring turn purple. Mixtape five so that
I'm going on, Phaedra?
Flames these bitches just gurgle. Seems if I'm a genius, Steve Urkel. Grab me chasing you a cake boss. You going fast to see he beat the brakes off. I'll call him nasty when he starts to take off.
Like,
they when nasty when he give me steak sauce.
I think it's my hands.
Yeah. Supersonic tails.
Probably my fingers. And I have so many files in my. I have so many. I have so much content. Oh my God, I'm like overwhelmed. It's hard to get all this shit even out, like YouTube and stuff. Visualize us. Yeah. Black. Okay, brand new love. Found it. I really like the cover art for that one was fun, because that was like obviously just for fans. This one is like kind of like an art like you would have in for brand new love. I actually might get this. You guys will see it in a second. And it's gonna go on YouTube in just a little bit. These are of course on YouTube. So yeah, but anyway, I'm just like tired. I still gotta get to the weekend. This weekend I'll be at Verse tomorrow, like I said. Sunday night at Monster. Saturday night. Oh, it's a private party. And the song is like the I saw some here. So come on out. If you guys are around, please.
Plus some butter, cup and bubbles. Cupid probably said another satisfied couple. His appetite is ready, so he eat it like a truffle. Make sure he don't forget it, so I
made my set list the other night.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
If you guys hadn't heard Satisfied yet, that's the full version. Like I said, that was a Spotify. Brand New Love will be out in just a second when I put it up. And yeah, that is pretty much. Oh my God, thank you so much. I was just saying, Pangea was such a good time. Pangea was such a good time last night. I love to see, and like, because Madonna is so iconic that there's just so many ways to interpret it. You kind of have to work to screw it up. Like, that's what I loved about it. So even though I wore this, like, I was gonna say I'm gonna post some of the video um later, but even the I wore this like kind of pea green jumpsuit that I love because it was really like light and airy and it was really hot last night. And I just felt like I didn't have a particular inspiration because I did take a bow. Um, but I still feel like it kind of fit. So I don't know. It was such a fun time. I think I'd really like to do because I've known Kobe Cole for a while. I think that was actually the first time we met in person. And because I want to say we met like around pandemic time where you couldn't go outside and stuff. And yeah, I'd always wanted to perform there. So it's just sort of another check box off for me. But I have a bunch of other shows coming up around this whole season going into the fall. To go along with the new music. So you guys have been great. But oh my God, I just realized I have to re-upload it. I uploaded it wrong. Brand New Love's going to be out, available in just a little bit. You guys know the deal. I'll be on live again next Thursday. I'm going to try to make it out tonight, but I really have to work on my set list for tomorrow. And yeah, check out the podcast. Next week, we are taping our 1-year anniversary episode. It'll be officially 52 weeks. We're taping it, but the next episode you're going to hear, our 51st episode, is going to be Jace Vegas. So we talk a lot about, his time on MTV, his new music, nightlife in general. It was a good conversation. So yeah, come see about me, guys. Right now, I got to make sure I uploaded all this music right correctly because I totally forgot that I had to do something else. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, YouTube. Bye, Instagram.